guys, welcome back for another video, and today we're going to continue our breakdown of American Ninja. So this is part 2, and if you've not seen part 1, you can just get the link in the description. It's right there. If it's not there, I'm going to put it there in a bit, and check that out before you watch this video. And I hope this video is going to be shorter, but it's always a suspense, and I'm about to find out just like you. Without further ado, let's get right back into American Ninja. So now we came to the part where Joe snuck into the secret hideout, and as soon as he gets there, obviously he does something foolish like, ooh, I dropped a pin or something, and everybody's on his tail.
Someone's in here.
And the grand action ensues. That scene reminded me of a scene in Crank. It always gets me when he just tosses a dude literally like a basketball in a trash can, and he covers it up. It reminds me of the Hitman games. This guy really looks like he's trying not to laugh, and by the expression of the other actors in the background, it looks like they're mad at him because he's been fucking up this line all day.
My order is to place you under arrest. You'll get your chance to tell your story to the duty officer. Take him away.
So at this point in the film, Joe has been arrested by the military police. So he's still at base, but he's kind of grounded and in prison.
Circumstances, sir.
There's only been one arrest today, Corporal, and that was no mistake. Unless you want to question a direct order from the Colonel.
No, sir, I don't.
I think Jackson is not just reacting to the dialogue. I think the actor who plays Jackson is just reacting to the guy's teeth.
This, Corporal, it has to do with stealing military equipment. Expensive military equipment.
At this point, they're just stalling for time. We know that Joe's in the holding cell. Jackson wants to break him out. He's probably gonna need some help. So who does he go to? Goes to the girlfriend, Victoria.
Actually, I came to see you. It's about Joe.
What about?
Well, he's in a brig, and your father wants to court-martial him.
What?
Evil guys make their evil plan, but little do they know the gardener, who's also Joe's friend at this point, is there to overhear their plan, and he's gonna go tell everything to Joe.
Then do it. Right. Tonight. Right.
So the action starts to pick up again after a couple of minutes. The story starts to pick up after a couple of minutes because Joe is in the prison, and now the ninjas are going to try to get him over there. The finger thing is not just some voodoo. It actually gives, it's the ninja superpowers. That's how Joe activates his ninja superpowers, by doing the finger thingy. The action parts for the ninjas is actually pretty good. When he's beating up these guards, those fight sequences and the stunts are pretty good, pretty badass. Joe literally just does a Spider-Man move here. Come on, you can totally see him as Spider-Man. Michael Dudikoff as Spider-Man back in the day, that would have been cool. If you ever played Last of Us, you'd recognize this move with the ladder. This fight is pretty badass when they're fighting on top of the tank. It looks pretty cool. And the Black Star Ninja's one major weakness is if you just call out to him, you can easily distract him. So Jackson doesn't want Joe to go in and take on the bad guys all by himself. And Joe's not willing to listen to Jackson, so Jackson has the brightest idea to bring along Victoria to talk to him and talk him out of going and attacking the base. So, and Victoria proposes that they go to her dad, who's the colonel, who's the head of this unit, and he's gonna help them out to do things the right way. And probably with the colonel's help, they can get a bigger force at their disposal, and they can go take out all the bad guys.
Back to the base, round up some men, and go kick some ass, sir.
But here again, we get another stereotypical trope that is followed in action movies till date. Victoria's dad, also evil.
Sergeant, arrest this man. Draw up the papers necessary charging him with manslaughter.
We get a really good window crash before we get into the final action scene here. I love how Jackson kicks the gun out of this dude's hand and immediately goes, "Hey man, sorry man, hey, it's okay." And the dude's also like, "Man, fuck it." He's probably told the set deck to just put as much water as you can on that tree, because when we do the crash, I want water to splash all over the street. Now we get another classic bad guy move by Sarge. And what's the move?
Move your ass, woman! I'll blow your fucking head off!
Throw your own guy out of the car. And he literally throws the driver out of the car. Now in the modern movies, they kind of do this only after one guy gets shot and you just throw that guy. But Sarge is so ruthless, he throws this guy out of the car just for not driving fast enough. And even that guy's like, what the f-? So this part is amazing because Sarge's car, it just veers off road and barely bangs into a tree. And guess what happens to cars when they just bang into trees? It blows up. That's why I love these movies. Oh, the bad guy shows up at the colonel's house knowing that he let Joe escape, so obviously that doesn't hold good for the colonel. Because as the bad guy goes into the colonel's living room to talk with him, the Black Star Ninja sneaks into his house. No, the Black Star Ninja is not sneaking outside the window to be a creep. He's not a peeping Tom. He's there to do evil shit. This part is horrific and hilarious at the same time, but it is Victoria's reaction that is hilarious. Oh, it's just not enough to choke her out by punching her in the throat. He has to poison her. Man, the Black Star Ninja is evil, evil.
We're not shipping it out. What about the people you're trying to help? Have you forgotten about them like their own government has?
I don't know why they're trying to give so many dimensions to the Colonel's character. He's supposed to come off as a good father to Victoria. Then he's an evil guy who's made a deal with the bad guy. But then at this point, the reason he's made a deal with the bad guy is because he actually cares about the local people who are terrorized by the extremists in this area.
Now we must stop.
This has nothing to do with the story. I don't know why they're trying to give him so many different dimensions. It just goes on to make the story further confusing, and you really don't care about the Colonel's character at this point.
Time to make $4 million on this deal. Four.
So finally, the Colonel just punches the bad guy in the face and tells him to get out. The way he's posing, I think he really wanted to be the American Ninja. He probably auditioned for the part. Oh my god, he just crunched that guy's nuts. Like twisted and did a Michael Jackson. I love this part where he's hiding in the shadows. It's kind of like a cartoon. I love how this guy just sneaks up on him. It looks like he's about to give him a shave or a haircut.
You have remembered well.
So, I don't know if it's perfect timing or if it's just super convenient that now this guy's gonna reveal everything that not only Joe, but through Joe, the audience, we need to know.
Why?
So basically this guy tells Joe that he's been training him to be a ninja since he was 6 years old.
Do you remember?
When I was 6?
I guess he's forgotten everything other than just how to be a badass ninja.
Listen to your body and your senses. I only teach you what you need to know, so that when the time comes, you can take your place on the field of honor and meet your...
Yeah, he taught him how to attack all kinds of fruit because in the future he knew that this guy was going to be a fruit ninja. He found Joe as a baby and he trained him till he was 16 years old. There was an explosion on the island which separated them, and after that Joe lost his memory and he found himself in the USA because it was an explosion done by a construction company which was an American company, and they saw a white kid and they took him back to the USA.
The time has come for your final lesson.
If there's anybody who understands Japanese, please let me know if this is authentic or if this is just some bullshit.
Jin. Retsu. Sai.
That's how I would sum up the whole movie.
Akobodera. Ninja magic.
Ninja magic. That's basically this whole movie in 2 words. Ninja magic. They know it, now we know it.
Ninja magic.
So now they've established him as some kind of ninja Yoda, and so I guess Joe is some kind of ninja Luke Skywalker. That's what they were going for. Like the Bushido is equal to the Force.
The Force is strong in this one.
In some of these other scenes, these ninjas could be like running fast like normal people. They don't have to be tippy-toeing everywhere, especially in broad daylight where they have armed security guards that are on their side.
Everything is working perfectly, huh?
Yeah, you shouldn't say everything is working perfectly until everything is over, because that's the cue for things to get really effed up.
Everything is, everyone is taken care of.
So now we see at this part, the Black Star Ninja gets back at the American Ninja for breaking his arrow in the beginning of the movie. And now the American Ninja shoots its arrow and the Black Star Ninja catches it and breaks it. And this part, like, Joe is so pissed off about it that he breaks his fucking bow. Like, instead of continuing to shoot arrows, he just breaks his own bow. I like how they have a story in every action. Like, Joe jumps forward, Black Star Ninja does a backflip for no reason, but just to get behind the girl. Like, he could have just as well just walked over. He could have done any move. He could have just took one step back, but no, he had to do a whole backflip.
5, 4.
At this point, they're just like kids throwing tantrums. Joe's like, I don't want to play.
Kill him.
Of course, they won't shoot him because they're all ninjas, so, you know, and I guess everybody wants to see a cool ninja fight. Like, if you were there and you had a gun to kill the guy, but you also saw, like, okay, there's 10 ninjas about to attack him, you'd want to see a ninja fight. So this makes a lot of sense. And there you go, ninja magic. He just appears. Smoke bomb and the master appears. Even this guy's like, wait, let's watch. And his assistant is like, let's get the fuck out of here while we can. He's like, no, man, it's a ninja fight, let's watch. The sound design is a little screwed up at this point because all the sword slashing sounds, they should sound like, you know, steel and flesh whipping. But these just sound like they're being hit by blocks of wood. All those sounds of the sword hitting the guys' bodies, they sound like they're being hit by sticks, and I think that's because the swords are actually like thick plastic, and they're non-metal. They're just made to look like that, and some of them are blunt metal finishes. So when they hit the padding that the stuntmen are wearing, that's what it sounds like. So they did have, I'm sure they had a boom mic operator there who got all these sounds recorded live, but instead of replacing them with actual sounds of slashing knives and cutting flesh, it actually sounds like just what they recorded, which is sticks hitting pads. So these stuntmen were just paid to fall, so till then they're not doing anything, but when they go off the hill, you can see them tumble. And this trend was well captured in Hot Rod. Bro, this dude just disappears like in broad daylight. If you can disappear and you knew that you were disappearing to protect this guy, then why do you have to reappear at a point where the knife is going to go into your chest? You can just reappear somewhere else. But no, they had to make it dramatic, so he has to reappear where this knife will fucking hit him in the chest. They just glued the plastic, like just a handle of the blade to his chest. But sometimes practical effects is the best way to go. And at this point, we get to see Jackson as Rambo.
Get me Rambo.
Like the dude who didn't even get shot is doing that, the whole thing. So they're like, this is, people still get shot like this in movies today. And finally, we get to know that the Colonel is actually not a bad guy, because he decides to show up alongside the good guys. So I don't know why he had to be an asshole in the first place. Look at how slow that dude is crawling off the ledge. Like, if he was really getting shot, he would just jump over. But he was like, nah, fuck it, man. I'm not getting paid enough. I like how that guy at first he smiles like he's so tough, and the next punch he just gets his ass kicked. Holy fuck. The Black Star Ninja has fucking fire abilities. Holy shit. I totally forgot about this part. The Black Star Ninja is like Scorpio.
Scorpion wins.
So there's another nut grab here. And they didn't do the good sound effects for the swords, but they got the sound effects for the nut smashing just right. It looks like a little kid's fight, you know. This dude just got him by the nuts. Jackson caught this dude by the nuts and he's just like, ah! There's a lot of nut cracking in this movie. Yeah, front row for no reason, just to be cool. So the front row land in the 1980s, the front row landing is like the superhero landing of today. And it kind of is understandable because they didn't have the graphics to make people look like they're jumping from really up top and landing. So they would just do the front row because it would add the dynamic motion and you would still land up in the superhero pose, kind of. Whatever said and done, this shot right here is really well framed. I think the blocking for the shot is really good, especially with the way it's framed with the mountains in the back. I always pause the frame here to see how good this shot is. Someone did something right. There's a lot of good shots in this film. It's just that movie is bonkers beyond belief, so you hardly notice the framing, the blocking, or cinematography. This dude also had a good death scene. Both of them, they just try to outdo each other, I think, at this point. That's what the director told him. Okay, he's gonna die, and you're gonna try to die better. I think they had, like, someone told them, hey, we only have 20 minutes left to film on this location before they kick us out. And they said, okay, set off all the explosives. It's just shit blowing up and people doing this shit. Whoa! The Colonel also has a good expression, like a good death face. The Black Star Ninja also has a laser. This fight is actually pretty good, even, you know, from back then, 1980 standards. It's a pretty decent way for the Black Star Ninja to go out one-on-one with the American Ninja. It's pretty cool. They showed us a rocket launcher earlier on, so guess who's gonna use it? And that's it. Everything's been blown up. Every bad guy's been killed. Girl's been saved. America is safe. And Joe's like, the movie's over. All in all, I think it's a really good movie. Some of the action is really good by the 80s standards. Compared to other movies of a similar budget. I'm not talking about big scale movies, right? This movie was pretty successful because there's up to four parts of American Ninja. I'm not sure if Michael Dudikoff is in all the parts, but the most amazing thing about this film is that Michael Dudikoff did not know any martial arts before. Like, he wasn't a trained martial artist before the film, and the stuntmen, one of the stunt coordinators took it on to train him, and he really looks like he knows what he's doing in some of these scenes. The ridiculousness and the plot points that makes this film a little bit exaggerated, and it kind of falls into this genre of these hyper-realistic, very 80s style action movies, and maybe I'll talk about some other ones next time. So if you watch the video till the end, you can like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll be coming up with more videos soon. Have a good day and see you later. Bye bye.